where have you lost the heart inside of your business? Because you keep on comparing yourself with other people. You have this false illusion, this false sense of reality that you need to scale, you need to get bigger, you need to get to $1 million a year, you need to get to $1 million a month, and you're no longer in the business of actually helping people. In today's topic, in today's episode, I want to talk about the sustainability of business and over the years, over the decade, what might happen to you if you lose the art of your business. You might be wondering, well, Lynn, what do you mean the art of my business? And when you look online nowadays and you see ads, you see people posting up content, you see people writing about their wins, their business success, and everyone else around there except you seems to be crushing it. What tends to happen is you start to do these things, you start to run your ads, you start to post your content, and you start to do things, and you forget about the thing that got you passionate about business inside of the first place. You forget about the art of why you started to help people, of what got you into that place of helping people, of actually consulting, of coaching, of mentoring. And so you begin to lose sight of the actual art. I said art, and I meant to combine that with heart, and I'm going to combine that as well. You lose the heart of the business. And you spend so much time wondering about the advertising, the marketing, the messaging, the funnels, the webinar, the tactics. And so what happens is you step away from the art and the heart of the business and the soul of the business, which is what energizes you. You see, without the art and the heart of the business, you have no energy. You have no energy, you're not going to market. Everything feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill. Why? Because you don't want to write an ad based on the tactic. You don't want to create a post. You don't want to set up another funnel. What you really want to do is you want to get back to the art of the business. The art is what's going to help you survive and become successful. Now, the art begins with not trying to come up with some big global giant idea of wanting to change the world. The reality is, for most human beings, we often see 1, 2, 3 steps ahead, coming up with this huge audacious goal of I want to impact 1 million lives. I've seen this happen time and time again. And I've been caught up in the trap myself, thinking I want to make some huge ass impact. I want to go off there and I want to scale. And the reality is, the keys to getting there is actually by doing the small things, by actually looking after the people that you currently have, by servicing the people that you have around you, by looking at the people inside of your community, inside of your ecosystem, inside of your clients. Far too often, in an attempt to scale, what happens is you forget about the people that you have. You forget about that, serving these people that you have to the best of your ability by learning from them, by creating your processes, by creating better pathways, by studying them, by working things out, by figuring things out with them. It actually helps you create better art so that the next person that you lead along the journey as a coach, as a trainer, as an educator, is much easier for the next person and the next person and the next person. But far too often, inside of chasing all the shiny objects, inside of chasing comparison and comparing yourself with every other person online, in an attempt of this idea of this fantasy, this false reality that you have, that you need to scale, that you need to get bigger and bigger and bigger, you lose sight of the thing that you have in front of you. It's very similar to you losing sight of the present moment because you're so worried about the future and you're so anxious about the past. You're so stressed about what's going to happen in the future and you're anxious about the past. And so you're never able to live in the present moment. What happens when you lose the art? When you lose the art, you lose the heart. When you lose the heart, whatever you do, it's weak as piss. Whatever messaging you put out there, it's weak. It doesn't pull. It's not authentic. Because understand that every single message that you put out there inside of the marketplace comes with an energetic vibe that either pulls people in or it doesn't do anything at all. Kind of becomes the same thing over and over again, regurgitated again. Far too often, I've seen many people lose the art and the heart. And I want you to consider that right now, you don't have anything to prove with your business. You don't have to be successful. You don't have to be anywhere. Understand that right now, your business is an experiment. Understand that your whole entire business and this whole entire journey that you have inside of your business is an experiment, and it's your own journey of who you are today, who you want to be, and heck, why don't you experiment with this journey and get deep inside of the trenches instead of staying up here on the surface level wondering about this fantasy idea of scale and reaching more people, yet in reality, you cannot reach more people if you don't serve the people that you have to the best of your ability. This is kind of the dichotomy with running a business. Because yes, you have to be good with the math. The numbers do have to check. It has to be profitable. You have to get that right. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the heart, none of this matters. So my question to you today is, where have you lost the heart inside of your business? Because you keep on comparing yourself with other people. You have this false illusion, this false sense of reality that you need to scale, you need to get bigger, you need to get to $1 million a year, you need to get to $1 million a month, and you're no longer in the business of actually helping people. Because the people that you have, based on your actions, well, you're not helping to the best of your ability. You're not creating, you're not consulting, you're not leading, you're not guiding to the best of your ability because You just have this fantasy of just wanting to become bigger and better. This isn't just you. This is the majority including myself. And the reasons why I bring this up to you today, I had a beautiful, beautiful birthday with Ocean last night, and Kerry made a cake for the very first time. Like, she baked a cake. Like, first time I've ever seen her in the kitchen baking a cake. And I was actually very impressed because the cake was delicious. It was amazing. And I asked her, how was it? The cake was amazing. I'm like, if you keep going on this one, I'm going to gain another 10 kilos, Kerry. Like, ease off on the amazing bill. And she's like, I just love making cake. I love the cake smash, because Ocean had a cake smash. We put the cake on the floor. She smashed the cake. It was amazing. There was mess everywhere, and we started eating cake off the floor. It's quite disgusting, but at the same time, it was quite liberating, quite fun as well, because it's the child in all of us that wants to have some fun. It's the adult which stops the child from having some fun. The adult's so serious. But regardless of that, this morning on our morning walk, she was just sitting there and she's like, you know what? I want to give that to other people. I just want to make some cakes. I want to make some really pretty cakes, and I want to actually like give other people the experience of a cake smash. And I'm like, you should. And I'm like, you should experiment with it. And so what happened from this conversation and from this spark, from the art and the heart, was that she's setting up a 60-day experiment where she actually just makes cakes and designs it for fun, and she promotes it and she grows it, all just because of the heart and the art. Regardless of the business strategy that comes later on in play, in order to see where this goes. It might go, it might take off, it might not actually take off. Depending on how much energy and flow is put into the process, it might actually take off. If there's a market for it, if she's great at what she does, if she feels called that this is what she actually wants to do and combines it with photography and does amazing cake smashes, this thing's going to take off. Will it take off? Who knows? But why not just experiment with it? Why not sit and tease it and test it out and try it out and give it its own substance? Simply because the heart was there. The lesson is really simple. Don't be one of those people online attempting to scale and talk. Get back to the art. Get back to the art of helping people. Get back to the art of actually doing the things, talking to people, figuring out the process, the pathways, figuring out what's stopping them, figuring out what you need to do to actually find that connection to bring back the heart inside of your business so that you have the energy, the passion, the motivation to grow. Once you do have that, the tactics, the strategies, they'll find a way to come to you. That being said, what are you getting out of this? And drop a comment down below, let me know. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to click the subscribe button. With that being said, we'll see you on the next episode.